Hey there, what's up, fam? Welcome back to Hauntoria. If you're into true scary stories that hit you right in the gut, you're in the right place. Today, I've got something wild for you. A real-life nightmare that happened to a kid, no cap. It's not your typical ghost tale or made-up junk. This is raw, unfiltered, and creepy as hell. Imagine losing a whole day of your life. No memory, no clue, just gone. So grab your headphones, dim the lights, and let's dive into The Night I Lost a Day. Hit that like button if you're ready to get spooked and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's roll. Listen, this is something that happened to me when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and it's stuck with me ever since. It wasn't just weird. It felt like reality itself broke for a moment, like a glitch in some messed up game I didn't sign up for. Even now, thinking about it makes my heart race because it wasn't a dream. It was real, and I still can't figure out what the hell happened that night. It all started like any other night. I was at home, our small house near a village, the kind of place where everything feels a little old and worn out. It was late, probably around 10 p.m. I was dead tired. School had been a drag all day, running around with friends, then coming home to watch some TV with mom. Nothing special, just the usual. By the time I was done, my eyes were heavy, and all I wanted was to crash. So I dragged myself to my room, fixed my bed, that old scratchy blanket I always used, and climbed in. I closed my eyes and boom, I was out cold. Sleep hit me fast, no tossing or turning, just pure exhaustion taking over. But when I woke up, something was off, really off. My chest felt tight like I'd been holding my breath for too long. I opened my eyes and the first thing I noticed was I wasn't in my bed. I was still in my house, sure, but I was lying on the sofa in the living room, that lumpy old thing we barely used. The blanket was draped over me, twisted around my legs like I'd been thrashing in my sleep. The air felt cold, way colder than it should have been, and I could hear this faint hum like the wind sneaking through a crack, except all the windows were shut tight. I rubbed my eyes trying to shake off the grogginess and sat up. The light coming through the curtains was soft, like early morning, maybe 6 or 7 a.m. My body felt heavy, though. Way heavier than it should have after a normal night's sleep. It was like I'd been knocked out for days, not hours. I didn't think much of it at first. Maybe I'd sleepwalked or something, though I'd never done that before. I got up, stretched, and stumbled to the bathroom. The house was quiet, too quiet. Usually I'd hear Mom clattering around in the kitchen or Dad muttering about the news, but there was nothing. Just this eerie stillness that made my skin prickle. I splashed water on my face, brushed my teeth, and got ready for school like it was any other day. Grabbed my bag, threw on my uniform, and headed out. Everything seemed normal enough, right? Wrong. The second I stepped into my classroom, everything flipped upside down. My teacher, Mrs. Sharma, she was this strict old lady with glasses that always slid down her nose, looked up from her desk and gave me this weird stare. Not her usual "you're late again" glare, but something else. She adjusted her glasses, squinted at me and said, "Oh, you're back. You weren't here yesterday." My stomach dropped like a rock. Yesterday? What the hell was she talking about? In my head, I'd gone to bed last night, slept, and woken up today. There was no yesterday I'd missed. I stood there, frozen, my backpack still slung over one shoulder, while the other kids started whispering and glancing at me. I could feel their eyes digging into me and my throat went dry. I was sick, I mumbled, because what else was I supposed to say? My brain was scrambling, trying to piece it together, but nothing fit. I hadn't missed school, I couldn't have, right? I shuffled to my seat, avoiding everyone's stares, and sat down. The whole day I was on edge. My best friend Arjun leaned over during math class and whispered, "Bro, where were you yesterday? We had that dumb test and you just vanished." I forced a laugh, told him I wasn't feeling well, but inside I was freaking out. Vanished? What did that even mean? I remembered every second of the day before, school, coming home, eating dinner, watching TV, going to bed. There was no gap, no blank spot. So why was everyone acting like I'd disappeared for a whole damn day? When I got home, I didn't say a word to my parents. I couldn't. What was I supposed to ask? "Hey, Mom, Dad, did I just not exist yesterday?" They'd think I was nuts, or worse, they'd know something and not tell me. That thought scared me more than anything. What if they'd seen me lying somewhere, not moving for 24 hours straight? What if they'd tried to wake me and I didn't budge? My mind was racing with all these what-ifs, and I couldn't shake this sinking feeling that something had happened, something big, and I'd missed it completely. I kept my mouth shut and went through the motions. Dinner was quiet. Mom asked how school was, and I just nodded, said it was fine. Dad was buried in his newspaper like always. They didn't act weird, didn't mention anything about me being gone or sick or whatever. It was like nothing had happened, at least to them. But for me, it was eating me alive. I kept replaying that morning in my head, waking up on the sofa, the cold air, the heaviness in my bones. Had I really lost a whole day? And if I had, where the hell did it go? That night I couldn't sleep. I lay in my bed, my actual bed this time, staring at the ceiling, listening to every creak and groan the house made. The clock on my wall ticked louder than usual, each second stretching out like it was mocking me. I kept thinking about what Mrs. Sharma said. You weren't here yesterday. How could I not have been here? I didn't feel sick, didn't have a fever, didn't even have a headache. My body was fine, but my mind was a mess. I started wondering if I'd blacked out or something. Maybe I'd hit my head and didn't remember. But there were no bruises, no cuts, nothing. And sleepwalking didn't explain it either. I'd never wandered around in my sleep before, and even if I had, Mom or Dad would have noticed me crashing on the sofa, right? The more I thought about it, the worse it got. What if I hadn't just slept through a day? What if I'd gone somewhere? Like, not physically, but my mind or my soul or whatever you want to call it. I know it sounds crazy, but that's where my head went. Maybe I'd slipped out of time itself, like some glitch in the universe had yanked me out of reality for 24 hours. Or maybe something had taken me, something I couldn't see or hear, and then dropped me back like nothing happened. My skin crawled just thinking about it. I started noticing little things after that. The sofa where I'd woken up, it had this faint stain I'd never seen before, right where my head had been. It wasn't there before that night, I swear. And the blanket, it smelled weird, like damp earth, even though it hadn't been washed or left outside. I didn't tell anyone, though. I was too scared they wouldn't believe me. Or worse, that they would. What if Mom said, "Oh yeah, you didn't move all day yesterday," or Dad admitted he'd heard something weird in the house? I didn't want to know. Ignorance felt safer. Days turned into weeks, and nothing like that ever happened again. Life went back to normal. School, friends, TV, bed. But that missing day stayed with me. This dark little hole in my memory I couldn't fill. I'd lie awake sometimes, wondering if I'd really just slept through it or if something else had gone down. Did I vanish? Did time skip me? Or was there something in the house that night? Something that messed with me and then let me go? To this day, I have zero memory of that missing day. It's like a chunk of my life got erased, wiped clean, and I'll never get it back. I've never sleepwalked since, never blacked out, never felt that heaviness again. But I can't shake the feeling that whatever happened, it wasn't just a fluke, it wasn't a dream or a trick of my imagination. It was real, too real. And it scares me to think there might have been something watching me, waiting for me in that lost 24 hours. So what happened to me? Did I just black out an entire day? Was it some kind of time slip, a glitch in reality, or was it something else? Something that knew my name, something that pulled me out of the world and then tossed me back like it was playing a game? I don't know, man. I don't think I'll ever know, and honestly, I'm not sure I want to.